Welcome to Joint and Marginal Frequencies. This is brought to you by the Rona, because, that's the reason we're all here. But we're joined again by Zach and Kai. Thanks, guys, for joining us. What's up, Zach?
Hey.
And Kai, back with his gaming headphones on.
I'm all right.
So,
made some fresh bread yesterday.
Oh, hey, there we go. So please make sure that you have your guided notes up. The guided notes for today is it's topic 10, which is marginal and joint relative frequencies. Again, sounds super fancy, but is like pretty not fancy. And also make sure you have a calculator to the ready, because again, we're going to be using some calculator for some basic stuff here. Okay. All right. So yesterday we talked about joint and marginal frequencies. Okay, so remember that marginal frequencies are on the margins, right? So we got marginal frequencies like here on the outside in blue. Actually, I'm not going to circle it because it's already like color coded on mine. And then the joint frequencies are right there in the middle, the things that we join together. Okay, so today we're going to talk about relative frequency. Okay, so when we say relative, you're like, well, relative to what? Okay, relative frequencies are always going to be relative to the overall, okay, or the grand total. So any number, if they ask you about like, what's the relative frequency here? They're always saying like, what's the number in this particular box in relation to the grand total, okay? I'm gonna go to write grand total here. Grand total, yay. Okay, so we're gonna use the same exact numbers from the last lesson, okay? So I went ahead and preloaded them into this little table here, right? Remember we had 149 students, and we asked them all if they like math or English. And of course, everybody would really say math because nobody likes English. But for the purposes of this table, we had some people that liked English. I mean, obviously, I manipulated the numbers so that more people like math because, that's what I do. So anyway, so today we know that we're going to take essays. Yeah, exactly. Who's got time for that, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to compute the relative frequencies of each of these boxes, okay? So I'll do the first one for you, and you'll be like, seriously, it's that easy? All right, so in the first box, I have 42 males that prefer math, right? So my top number is going to be 42. Oh, I can't write it that small. I'm going to try again. 42. And my total, my grand total is 149 students.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not going to work. So 42 divided by 149 gives me a percentage, and that is the relative frequency of that little field. Okay, that's it. So what is 42 divided by 149?
0.228.
Okay, 0. Let's just do, we'll round everything to the nearest whole percentage. Okay. So we're going to say 28%.
Yeah, 28%.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So 28%, because I did 42 divided by my grand total of 149. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's all very basic. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and go across this row here. So we got males that prefer English. I got 47. So I'm going to do 47 divided by 149.
0.315, which is 31%.
315.
32.
32%, right? Because remember, we got to do the butt cheek method. 32%. All right, and then the total number of males. What's my relative frequency for the total number of males?
60%.
Okay, so you did 89 divided by 149, you got 60%. Yeah?
Yep.
All right, well, consequently, that checks out here because 28% plus 32% is going to be 60%. That just makes sense, right? All right, so let's, Kai's going to do the female role, but what I can tell you for certain is my grand total is 149, right? So I know that the percentage that goes in the bottom is going to be 100%, right? 100% of my students were interviewed, okay? That makes sense? So without even knowing all the totals over here in the female column, Kai, what would you guess is going to be the percentage for the total number of females?
40.
Because?
60 plus 100 equals 40. No. 60. 100 minus 60 is 40.
Exactly, right? So I already kind of have that in my head. Now everything should check out the right way. I mean, I can just double check this really easy, right? What is 60 divided by 149? It's going to be 40%, yeah?
Yep.
All right, so hopefully these two percentages, whatever they are, also add up to 40%. Again, it's just about making sure that all the numbers add up together, okay? So Kai, the percentage of females that prefer math, what do I got here?
23%.
23. All right, dude, I can't do this. Come on, man. What is going on here? All right, I'm challenged today. All right, here we go. Come on, you can do, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. 23%, there it is. All right, and then what's my next one gonna be?
For the females that like English,
Yeah.
that'd be 17%.
All right, I hope so, because 23 plus 17 definitely equals 40, which is exactly what I'd be hoping for.
But that is rounded up. I did the math. It's 16.77%.
Right. And we did say that we were going to round up, so that's fine. Okay.
No.
7785 after the 16.
7785.
Cool. All right, so what's 77 divided by 149?
52%.
Okay, now this is really good news again because my numbers are all adding up here, right? I did it based on just percentage, but I can see here that 28 plus, 28 plus 23 isn't 52, is it? That's weird. Oh, because it was rounded up. I got it. Okay. And because we're rounding, these numbers might not be exactly perfect. All right, and then over here, I'm going to have what, 48%?
Yup.
Okay. So relative frequency, the thing to remember here is that relative frequency is always going to be relative to the grand total. That is the big thing to remember here, okay? Now we can get all fancy about it, and we can say here, like, what, for the conclusions, we can say what is the marginal relative frequency, okay? So now I'm gonna like mash a whole bunch of vocabulary together. But marginal, we know that marginal means outside, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to do the outside. So I'm looking at like these outside columns and rows here. And it says for male students. So I'm going to take the outside total for male students relative to the grand total, because I still got that relative word here, right? So what is the percentage of male students here? Yeah,
60%.
60%, we already did that, okay? And then over here, we've got joint relative frequency. Joint means like on the inside. We're talking about females who prefer math, which is this number right here. So 23%, we already did it,
Nice.
okay? So we're just taking what we had already done with two-way frequency tables. Everything just has to add up perfectly. But when we're talking about relative frequency, we're talking about the percentage relative to the total, okay? Yeah, you know what? I'm sure that you guys could all do task number 2. So if you really want to do it on your own time, you can go and double check with my guided notes that are filled out in the key if you got it right, but it's very simple. If you have any questions, come on into my office hours and I will totally help you out. but this is a pretty straightforward and easy one, so I'm gonna call it for now, okay? So guys, keep up the good work. Make sure that you are getting all your coursework done, your Canvas coursework. Make sure you're getting all of your math excels done. We're still having Math Madness. It's been a crazy, maddening round 1 and 2 already. So keep up the good work, and even if you're out, do not fret, because we're going to do like a consolation round starting next week, where I'm going to start pitting classrooms against each other. So get ready for that. But without further ado, I totally forgot to do this last time, so we're going to do some shout outs here. So Zachary, you got any shout outs for us?
Shout outs to period 5. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Danielle Burgos for her birthday. Happy birthday, Danielle. And that's all.
Cool. And Kai, got any shout outs for us?
I have 2 shout outs. My first going out to Juan, just so that I can say that I shouted him out first. That's what he does every time in class. He says the answer, and then he says, I said it first.
That's
so
true, he does.
There you go, Juan. I shouted you out first.
Nice.
And my second shout out goes to homemade bread. It tastes really good.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. All right, guys, thanks for your help, and we'll see you next time.